Good afternoon, YouTube. It's man already George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, shout out to everybody who's enjoying the day of a great man, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He represented, wherever people want equality to be recognized, especially for our community, but also he also wanted to give attention to other people outside of the community. Now we're gonna have a little special little talk episode today, and if you look at the title, you saw the picture, what we're talking about. I'm gonna bring in my partner in crime, the hand of the Emperor, Jared.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Jared? Welcome. How
Pretty good, pretty good.
you been
I'm
going?
just going pretty good. Just dealing with a lot of snow and stuff.
Ooh.
Um, I've also changed up my name to my World of Warcraft name.
Gyros. That's what it says.
Jengaros.
Gyros. Okay, so everybody introducing our new hand of the Emperor, Gyros. So
Or just Jing.
or just Ging, whatever. But so even I might flip a call him Jerry every now and then, but stay with it.
Yeah. Same
But
thing.
yeah, like I remember, was it my own name? You Clay. Well, anyway, we'll be talking about the new upcoming amateurs who are officially now IFB pros who are going to make their debut, and there's not so many shows as it is for women's bodybuilding to earn your pro card. I think the North Americans, the Nationals, the USAs. For the other divisions, a lot more. But usually the big ones are usually either North Americans, where you get probably pro card, USAs, and also the Nationals. And was about a couple months ago they did have the Nationals extra large. Two ladies, actually 4 women earned their pro cards in that show. Two, I think, are going to be most definitely competing in 2022, or maybe they might take the 2023 off, and maybe make some adjustments. If you saw it on the picture on the avatar, one lady that earned her pro card, who is the overall national winner, is one Miss Chelsea Dion, and Miss Dion has been competing for quite some time. She started out in bodybuilding, then she went to women's physique, and decided to go back to female bodybuilding. So there go my man KL. Epi nerds, what's up? What's up? What's up, KL? What's up to you, man? He always comes through. We appreciate him, and appreciate all you drop likes and comments and subscribe to our channel. And also, like I said again, let's try to recognize the the women in bodybuilding who are it's a struggle for. And as I said again, if you can provide any assistance, be it just just sending good wishes to them on social media, or if you're somebody who is a sponsor who wants to help out a female athlete to gain her goals. And here's again, if you do this, you have nothing. There's nothing you should get out of it other than that you're seeing somebody succeeding into their life dream in the sport of bodybuilding.
Yep.
Yeah. So as you know, some women have earned their pro card, and like I said, I don't keep up the amateurs as much as I should. I know some ladies who keep up who are amateurs, like my dear friend Miss Elizabeth Curtis, who just had a birthday this weekend. She earned her pro card just last year, but she's not. I'm not. I think Liz going to compete this year. She double dips. She was doing women's figure and women's physique, and and I hope she does pretty good this year. I hope she does. I hope she wins a few shows or even make the top 3, top 5 for the show. So, as I mentioned, Chelsea Dion she just earned a pro card, and I remember she was doing an interview. I believe it was on AJ Roberts and JB show, Female Bodybuilding Channel, where she mentioned that she went to Olympia, and she was going to compete in women's physique, but she ran into people like Alina Popa, Marjorie V. Martin, and a couple of ladies, and she decided to go back to women's open and compete in that, which she competed in women's heavyweight, which earned her pro card. And now I think there's a good chance maybe we might see you compete this year. What do you think, bro?
Yeah, I think definitely. Because oftentimes we see a lot of these amateurs go on to be very influential pros, especially at nationals, USA nationals. Um, so yeah, yeah, I just want to go over like who the 2021 pro winners are, because a lot of these ladies are eventually going to um, go on to compete probably this year or next year. And I think it's also good to document um, how many pro qualification shows there are, where they're at, um, and why there isn't um, that many. I mean, there's not that many chances to win an IFBB pro card. I mean, like I got the list here, and it's like only 27 women earned their IFBB pro cards in 2021. 27.
And I know most recently the ones that stand out is one is Hunter Henderson, who competed at the Omaha Pro. She competed with, I forget the name of the show, it was NPC show. She won that show. Then she went to the USA's in Arizona, the same show where my dear friend Liz Curtis won her earned her pro card. And usually what I do is like sometimes it's like the top. You win you sometimes you win in your class, and then you go for the overall title. But once you win in your class, you already have your pro card. The overall is just the overall title. I know I said I mentioned Chelsea Dion, her and Alexis Castro. They both earned their pro cards, winning in their classes, and then they won the overall, and Chelsea won the overall. There's also, I think, the North Americans. I know, was it a couple years back, Jamie Savage, who I become acquainted with. She earned her pro card at that show. I think with North Americans. Also, I know the lady who I'm being friend, Miss Mary Ann. She also earned her pro cards at North Americans.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm usually pretty up to date with like nationals and North American and all that stuff. Those are like the usual pro qualifications, at least in the United States. So yeah, I guess we can just get into this right away.
Mm-hmm.
So the pro qualifications. So basically, it started in July. The first show for qualifications to be an IFBB pro started in July for women, July 11th, 2021, and ended December 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And during that span, 27 women, actually, I think it would be 28, because the Miss International Classic, I think, also.
Yes, yeah, we gotta.
I think I forgot. That's that's its own thing in and of itself.
Yeah, but it's still technically a pro qualifier because
Yes.
3 ladies who won in each of their classes. I know one lady, Hardy. I forgot how to say her name right. She won a women's heavyweight. Another lady won lightweight, and one lady by the name of Sandra Herwin won the won the. I think she won. No, she won middleweight, but she won the overall, and she became the Rising Phoenix. She became the Rising Phoenix. She got her body to the Rising Phoenix, but she won the overall, but she didn't compete at Rising Phoenix. I was wondering what happened to her. I did a video about that where she's at. I know Sandra, like I mentioned, if anybody knows Sandra Herwick, I want to reach out to her. I think I found something on her on.
Give me a second.
Yeah, because I was trying to find something on social media and try to reach out. Why she didn't do the Rising Phoenix? Because if you win the Miss International show, if you win each classes, but win the overall, you automatically get a bye to the Rising Phoenix. You get to compete in the Women's World Bodybuilding Championship, and it was the first time you didn't have a Miss International champion compete at the Rising Phoenix.
Sorry about that. I don't normally get bugged like that.
That's all right.
So I'm back now.
So, other than that, you said there was at least 28 women, and
27 women.
And then there was now the shows that like we mentioned the Miss International, we mentioned the National Extra Large, the USA's, and also a couple of shows. I think you was going to mention where you earned a qualification for a pro card.
Yeah. So the first show on the list here is the M Pro Classic Spain Pro Qualifier. And this is in Alicante.
Alicante, I think yeah, because I think that's when they do World Championships, and also they did the Big Man Show.
Yeah, I see that name on here twice at least, so I don't know. I guess it's a popular place in bodybuilding. Yeah, because they keep adding it. And the winner of that show was Yashina Speak. I'll be butchering that name, but
I think she's a tall blonde girl with a long ponytail.
I believe so.
I saw a picture because I was doing my videos about the Europa Championship. That's where Margita Savalova earned her second Miss Olympia qualification, and also Salvia Mate. Because she took second that show, she earned also her qualification. And also
no, she's she's got black hair. She's Afro-Spanish.
Yazi Spick.
Yes.
I did read about her. The other chick I'm talking about, that's the one probably won for physique, the blonde. But that's the one she went for physique. She just competed in a couple of shows. She did Romania Muscle Fest, and then she also switched to women's bodybuilding. I think she made the top 3 at the Big Man Show. That was the second show that Nadia Capasoto won.
Yeah. So yeah, I think she actually, I don't know, did she compete this year? Miss Yashina
Garcia Speck.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, she did the Romanian. She competed at women's physique, and then she did the Big Man Show. That maybe a week or so later, she switched to women's bodybuilding. She originally was competing as women's bodybuilder, but then she earned a pro card, as a bodybuilder, and then she did her debut as a physique competitor. She switched back to bodybuilding.
So, all right. So let me get it. Okay, so she won her pro as a bodybuilder, then competed as physique, and then went back to bodybuilding.
Yes. Right? Because I think she made the top 3 at the Big Man Show. Back in Spain.
Yeah, she's got a good abdominal. She's just got to work on
Her legs.
arms, legs, yeah, all that other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has that. I think she has like she kind of reminds me of somebody like Diana Cadot or Yvette Bova. She has long legs but a short midsection. You know, and if she can bring in a little more size to her legs, and maybe tighten the midsection up, she can do pretty good. I mean, or she can switch back to women's physique.
Yep. So anyway, back to the pro qualifiers. So after that, we got the NPC Teen Collegiate
Collegiate and Teen Collegiate
Collegiate
Masters. Yeah, that's in Pittsburgh.
Masters National,
Yeah,
pro
they have.
qualifier. That's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That was in July,
Mm-hmm.
the 21st. So we're still in July, and all these women are from the United States. So basically, we got Jamie Savage, we got
Mm-hmm.
Heidi Schottmeyer, Heidi Schottmeyer, Leslie Jones, Heidi. Oh, okay. She won. I think that was another division she won, so she probably won the over.
Let me see. I think also they have they have masters where you have the 30 and over, 40 and over, 50 and over, and sometimes that's how a lot of these ladies earn their pro card, through that way because masters has been an open opportunities for a lot of competitors.
Yeah.
There's so
So
few.
I got the list right here. So women's bodybuilding masters 35 plus heavyweight Jamie Savage. She also won 40 plus lightweight and heavyweight. We got masters 45 plus lightweight and heavyweight. The 45 plus lightweight was won by Heidi Shortmeyer, and 45 plus heavyweight Leslie Jones. You got the 50 plus lightweight and heavyweight Heidi Shortmeyer again. 55 plus, you got Gina Hall. 60 plus, Nancy Brigham. And 70 plus, Sharon Bruton. So this is by their age, right? So then Shani Burton would be like the oldest pro probably ever. At least one of the oldest. At least with a card. I don't know if she'd be competing or not, but yeah.
I think Miss Marianne, I'm gonna say her name right. Wachowski, I want to say her name right. Miss Marianne, I'm gonna say Miss Marianne. She said I think she was at that show. She was competing in the pro part, and she told me how the old lady came and said, "You're gonna be my competition," and throw shade on her. But it's there's even out there's a woman who's 74 years old who's a competitive bodybuilder. There's a lot. It surprises a lot of people of their years competing in a sport like bodybuilding.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's still women. I mean, who are very seasoned pros who are still in their 50s, and still look very good as well. I mean, I would argue you could probably still be a pro even into your 60s, although it starts getting a little bit harder by then. But yeah. Anyway, so next up we got Npc USA Champions in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, actually, I want to talk about the Miss International Classic, because that's not on the list here. The NPC Wings of Strength Miss International Classic. the winner of that show, the winners of that show, was the overall winner of that show was Sandria Hewins. She was the overall. Dina Webb and Erica Hardy. Dina Webb was lightweight. Sandria Hewins was midweight and overall, and Erica Hardy was heavyweight. And
also,
my comment for all of them. My comment for all of them is they need work.
Yes, they most definitely do. One thing is Erica is a Winning Strength ambassador, and the funny thing is she has not even earned her pro card. She just earned her pro card, and she's a Winning Strength ambassador. I mean, I just and she looks too. I've seen her. She's too lean. I don't think she's even has the size for women's physique. Figure, maybe bikini would probably be her better division, But she's competing as a bodybuilder. She needs at least a couple more years to put on the size to stand shoulder to shoulder with some of these women. Alicia, I think she's more physique. She's a little smaller. She might could do figure, but it's a great way for her to earn a pro card. And Sandra, the good chance I think if she does compete, it's bodybuilding. I think bodybuilding or maybe physique. She has competed for quite some time. She competed as physique. She did the Olympia amateurs where there's no women bodybuilding at the Olympia amateurs. I don't know why, because now that Jake Woods controls
the
Olympia now. Yeah, he should add on women's bodybuilding to the amateur weekend, to the amateur part of the show, because where competitors can earn a pro card. Women's physique and all the others have theirs, but women bodybuilding should have a foot there too.
It
amateurs.
Makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can have all the other divisions. I know that you brought back Miss Olympia, so if you have the amateurs, you should bring bodybuilding to the amateur show. So Jake, if you're out here, if you watch this to my show, I don't know if you do or not. Hey Jake, you gotta bring back women's bodybuilding to the amateur part of the Olympia. It's fair. If you're gonna have Miss Olympia, you should have women's bodybuilding also part of that. Where you have competitors who want to compete, some of the ladies will compete in physique so they can try with their pro card. And then they'll switch. But then if you have their own division there, they don't have to do that division. They can come in as bodybuilders, But physique is still bodybuilding, Jerry Chapman. But we're saying pure women's bodybuilding.
Yeah. Anyway, so up next is NPC USA Champions in Phoenix. This is in July. And the two qualifiers for that, women's bodybuilding midweight, Sari Barbara and Hunter Henderson. We already know a little bit about Hunter Henderson. She did compete as a pro this year. I think she qualified for the Miss Olympia, but don't quote me on that.
There's suspects, like I said. You remember there was she took second at the Tampa, which gave her, I think, 6 or 7 points. Because Tampa and Chicago were the bigger shows, and you get so many more points. I know. I think I remember Christina Mendoza took second to Tampa. All she had to do was maybe something like Savannah, which was probably the second last show. Was probably the last show for qualifications for Olympia, and she would have, if she won it or even took second place, she would have had enough points to. I don't think who was leading. Originally, it was Margarita Zamorova until she won, and then Janine Mikowski was 12 points, and then I think after that it was Alicia Young and Monique Jones. But those two, they dropped out. I think Alicia had issues. she had injuries, sicknesses, or whatever. And I think Monique took some like a mental break for a little bit. And I think Hunter had enough points where she could have, because those two dropped out, she could have took second place. But she decided she's working on some few things, making some adjustments. So I think she decided to sit that show out.
Yeah. I think I remember that show. A lot of this is just me going by memory, and so anyway, after that we got the NPC North American Championships, and this is also in Pittsburgh. So this is September 4th, and we got let's see here. Look at the divisions. So let's see. This is also Masters as well. So you got here women's bodybuilding Masters 70 plus. You got Irish Davis. 60 plus Ellen Bello. 40 plus Carrie Herther. 35 plus Jess Hyman. And then open heavyweight is Squetta Barno. Butcher's that.
If you can find a name that's like maybe a last name or first name you can say, it's easy. That should help you out, because sometimes, I understand. Sometimes these names are, can be a little. You don't want to be offending anybody by chopping up their name, but it's sometimes pretty hard.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even do it as offensive. It's just I'm really bad at names. Unless they're like really simple English names, honestly. But a lot of these women are older. I don't really see the Masters too much as future Miss Olympias, if you get what I'm saying. Not for any offense. It's just like I don't see a 70. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is,
maybe the 35 one. I could see a I don't know who the oldest Miss Olympia was.
I believe it was Juliet Bergman. Juliet Bergman.
Yeah.
She was the oldest because she was competing back in the 80s. She took some time out of the 90s. She came back in 2001 and she won that show, and then she competed at least to 2001 to I think to 2003, where she finally retired again.
Yeah,
because she lost the title to Linda Murray when she came back, and she competed one more year, and then after that she was done.
Yeah. So anyway, after that, we got the Toronto, the Canadian National Pro Qualifier in Toronto, and this is.
That's I think that's right. I think that's a CBBBF, because that's that's a totally different. They're not NPC per se, but they're kind of
they're NPC affiliate.
Affiliate, yeah.
Yeah. So that happened September 18th. There was only one Canadian who won her pro card that year, and this is Tina Sablik. Don't know too much about her, honestly. I haven't really been seeing too much about her, but maybe she could be a rising Canadian bodybuilder. I know that there are a few like that.
Yeah, because I have a channel. I have a page on Facebook where I call where it's female bodybuilding from Canada. You know, the history of female bodybuilding from Canada has just been great. Like people might like a dear friend Miss Tana Huey, Laura Beniti, Helen Bouchard. Currently, like people like Lisa Kudrow, Nikki Chartrand. You got also Robert Triple D Hillis, who's still over there. More likely, if she's going to make her pro debut, there's a couple of shows. There's the Toronto's going to be, I think, around May, and also there's a Vancouver show. And the thing is, also she might want to compete here in the States, but we have to.
I think she wants to take a year off if she's serious about bodybuilding.
Yeah,
I think she's definitely not got the right mass for it at the moment. She looks like barely physique and getting into figure territory at that point. If I was just being real. So anyway, after that, so we're out of North America. We had our first Canada show. Now we're in Europe. The Golden Championships Cup Poland Pro Qualifier. And this was in Warsaw, Poland, October 24th, 2021. And this was a Polish female bodybuilder named Laura Zora.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Good night.
I'm a little congested today. I'm not sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for her, I don't see too many. I see very little images of her, honestly. Up my nose again. I see an interview with her. She does look very nice. She's got a good look to her. Once again, she looks barely physique, borderline figure. She's got to work on some things, which is how a lot of these. It's very rare for me to find a NPC winner who I would say is outright can compete as
full-fledged bodybuilder
pro right away and expect to be in the top. There are a few exceptions. Heather Pulaski or Heather Armbrust. I think after she won her pro, she was right away in the top, which is very unusual for amateurs to go that quick, that fast. It usually doesn't work that way. You gotta build up over years. After that, we got the Ben Weider Worldwide Classic Spain. And that's also in the same place.
Alicante.
Alicante.
So it say Spain. It's in Spain. So
it's in yeah.
And that's a show where they had the Europa Championships and the Big Man Show, as I said again. It's a popular show. It's been around for a couple of years now. I know. I think last year Margita Zavanova earned her first Mr. Olympic qualification at that show. Also, a couple of ladies who I follow. Also, one lady who I follow, Barbara Marjan. She seconded that show to Ann Moon, and she earned her qualification, which gave her a chance to compete. And in 2021 she took 2020 took fourth place at the Olympia, and this year took fourth. Last year took fourth place, but now that the top is no longer top 5 qualifications, top 3. She might do that show and earn her qualification, or do the Portugal Pro.
Yeah. Well, she definitely looks a lot bigger than the other girls. She's also Spanish as well. Forgot to mention where she's from. Yeah, she's Spanish. She's a lot bigger mass wise. I would, I got some criticisms here and there, but those are usually like, more definition, more. There's also like this weird kind of like vein she's got near the end of her abdominals. I don't know, it just kind of sticks out. But yeah, just more definition. Just work on that, I would say. Um, but yeah, she's definitely got a more of a physique of a bodybuilder than the rest of them. So after that, we got the Romania Muscle Fest Pro Qualifier, and going right along in tradition, the winner of it was
Another Russian.
yes.
Yeah,
her name is, now I'm gonna get this butchered, but Elizaveta Starchenko.
Alright, we'll just leave it at that because I've seen her. She's pretty big. I mean, 2019, the first Russian winner was Natalia Kostanova, or somebody might know as Natalia Amazonica, and also I think
she's one of the few exceptions for the amateurs that I knew about long before she became a pro, simply just due to her insane physique, to say the least.
And also, I know another Russian, Anastasia Kovalova, I want to get it right. She also won in 2020, and then she won in 2020, and she made her debut in 2021. She competed at the Romania Muscle Fest. I think she made fifth at that show, and she's pretty impressive. Those are, like I say, I think those three women were like pure, just the big freaky chicks, like my man AJ like to say, that are, that was like what some guys want to see in female bodybuilding. But with Natalia, she needs to maybe come in a little tighter. She has the size, but she has to come in a little tighter. And then after she took I think second at the Romanian, she decided to buy out for a while. I don't know if she's going to compete anymore, or she's just just taking some time. I know she said in the interview she did that she really felt like she wasn't making no money, but the fact is, you're making money outside of the sport. If it should be nice if the prize money was a little better for you ladies, so you wouldn't have to do as much to make a living per se. But it is what it is. And with Anastasia, I mean, I follow her on social media. I've been in contact with her a few times. She really wants to come here and compete in the United States. I think, and what happened with the other Anastasia Leonova, is visa issues, especially Russia is. And if some of those women can come over here, I know one lady who did come over here. She earned a pro card back in 2019. It was at an Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic Europe Open Pro. That was one named by name Victoria Knish. She competed at the Omaha and competed at the Savannah, the Norfolk Pro, and she's pretty good size. But like I said, if you have the size, you have to come in a lot better condition. If you just come in a little tighter, everything's popping, you're a little more vascular. Push out the extra water. How that I'm learning for these people commentate about bodybuilding, say coming really dry. And I was thinking with Natalia, she wasn't dry enough, and that was that year when Maria more, I forgot her name right, Gresario from Italy. She won that show, and she's pretty impressive. I'm surprised she hadn't competed this year, but I think after with everything's going around, especially in Italy, she's one of the competitors probably took his time set off. She competed in 2020 and 2019 and 2020, and she earned a pro card in 2019. Well, she actually earned her qualification on Olympia in 2019, but because what happened with the world, she didn't compete at the 2020 Olympia.
Yeah. Yeah, and that has a lot to do with just things that we can't factor in, like pandemics, that
Yeah.
are never going to end. So anyway, uh, so we go from Bucharest, Romania, to a place called Hoofddorp, Netherlands.
So let's go
Mhm.
to the Netherlands.
Yes, the weirdest, one of the weirdest names for a town. But yeah, this is the William Bachmann Classic Pro qualifier, and William Bachmann is a bodybuilder. So this is a show named after him. He's from Netherlands. And the winner of that was Tanja Schroeder.
So say Kanja.
Probably
Yeah, let's go to Kanja.
Tanja, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, she, she, don't see too many. Some pictures I see of her look, like she's either physique or figure. But then, I don't know. Maybe she started competing as a bodybuilder recently. Not seeing too many pics of her, in bodybuilder form. In fact, it literally just says on here she's physique. So
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Is some women would do that because there's no, like I was listening to I like to listen to female about each other like a lot, and they mentioned how there's no really a lot of pro qualifier shows for female bodybuilding. There's so few, other than the one in the Romania Muscle Fest, the one in the European Championships. One point there was supposed to have been talks of one of the classics overseas doing one, but as you know, Arnold has taken out both divisions from the Olympia. I mean, from
yeah,
his own from the classic, and the other shows overseas, and other things. I don't know. I don't know. They do the same guidelines, but it's just if you are a woman who's a bodybuilder and you want to earn your qualification, you're going to have to compete in physique, and then once you earn your pro card, then you switch when you want to make your debut. I just saw recently a young lady by the name of Coley. I'm not saying her last name. She's from Sweden. I think she's Sweden, Swiss, and she competed at the Pro as women figure, but then she didn't do too well. I think she took 17th place, and she's recently just a dude AJ of Female Body Challenge announced that she's making a switch. And from what I'm looking from the young lady, it fits her. I mean, she can probably make her debut this year, or she could sit out this year and make a debut next year. Stack her chips. Once the restrictions are kind of have dropped down a bit or more relaxed, where she can come here and compete. I would say stack your chips and do a show here. Can do a couple shows. Try to do a couple shows here in America. If you know somebody who, it'll be opportunity to see, how she does in the physique.
So I just want to clarify. Tanja Schroeder. This is just from a fan page, so this isn't her official account on Facebook. I didn't fully read it. So I mean, she may be a pro bodybuilder. I just don't see. I'm trying to find any pictures of her, and it's really hard. So yeah, so we'll just move on then.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back in America again, and now we're in December now. So
and that is the USA's NBC Nationals Extra Large
Masters.
Oh, the Masters. Oh, I forgot there's a Masters too. I forgot there's a Masters.
I think that's okay. Yeah, so there was USA Championships Pro Qualifier. This is the Masters USA Championships. So there's two different ones there. And for this one, we got so women's 35 plus. We got Monica Vega, 40 plus and 45 plus. We got Tori Minahan.
Minehan. I think we'll go with Minehan.
No, let's go with that. Tori Minehan. And then the 50 plus, we got Susan Hemsley. And once again, I don't think these women are going to. I mean, maybe the 35 plus, but I don't see these women becoming too big of pros anytime soon. No offense to them, it's just that's just how masters are usually. It's very rare. There are a few very older women who can maintain, who can still be in the pros. I'm thinking of Irene Anderson. She's like 56 or something.
Mm-hmm.
We also had Betty Parizo and Lisa Auckland. Those were two very older women who matured like fine wine in their physiques into their 50s. So I'm not saying it isn't possible. I'm saying it's just not as common.
Well, you have people like also Leah Daney, who earned her pro card, who earned her qualification for Olympia. And I think Leah's like about 50, I think 50, 49, 50. And
Virginia Sanchez is 52.
Yeah, Virginia, she's been game. You look at she's not 50 yet, but she's not that far from it. Hella Trevino, also a couple other ladies who, I mean, to me, I was surprised. I remember when I did a video about Virginia. I said, "Wow, she's 50." I mean, and she's been taking that level of muscle. I mean, she's been doing it for a long time.
Irish Kyle's almost 52. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously she came back. She was like 52, 53. And
no, she's not 50 yet. If she were to come back, she'd be like 50.
She's gonna be. I was thinking Zeno King. Yeah. I was thinking Zeno King. She came back at 52, 53. Yeah, Iris said she's about 50. Iris is about 50.
Almost 50.
Almost 50. And with Iris, I think she's done. She was going to compete in 2020, but then she had some kind of broke her infection. It wasn't the virus; it was something else. She might have had a cold or something like that, and it set her out. And there was talks about how she's going to look, how well she's going to do. Who's like one. There was a lot of talk. The top three was going to be more likely her, Helly, and Margie. But Andrea Shaw came out of nowhere and she dominated.
Yep.
Yeah, she came out of left field. But we think about already, she already won. She won the Omaha, which earned her qualification, Rising Phoenix, and then she wins the Olympia. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, and last but not least, we got the NPC National Championships in Orlando, Florida. And this is at the end of December. And what we got here is sounds like an airplane is flying right above you.
It's my air conditioning.
Okay.
It's heating air. It sounds like that when it comes on. Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't know how that is. I got a fan going right now myself. Women's. So for this, we got women's bodybuilding, lightweight. The winner of that was Barbie Harris, and all these women are from America. Women's women's bodybuilding middleweight was Amanda Parnell. Yeah.
Parnell.
Women's bodybuilding light heavyweight. Alex Castro. Alexis Castro.
Yeah.
And women's heavyweight.
Chelsea Dion.
Chelsea Dion.
Yes. Yeah. And Chelsea won the overall, which but she's already winning in her weight class.
Yeah.
She won her pro card anyway, but she's won the overall title, and she's the one that there's a good chance that she might be competing this year. She's a possible candidate for the Wing and Strength Ambassador program.
Yeah.
And Alexis, she looks pretty good. She might want to sit out this year, and put on a little more size. She has an amazing body. What I like about her physique is, she unlike some women, she doesn't have breast implants. She doesn't have a lot of tattoos. She doesn't have some piercings in her nose, but she is what I say classic pure female bodybuilding physique. Lean, great muscle. She just need to bring in a little size and maybe work on her conditioning. She might do pretty good. Now, one of the other ladies, she said she's not going to compete this year. I think it's Amanda Parnell, and I think she said she's going to sit out this year. Maybe come back and she has a lot of stuff she got to do. I think she can come back and maybe she's maybe shooting for 2024. And I don't know about Barbie Harris. She might switch to women's physique.
Yeah. Yeah. So we mentioned a lot of places on this list and things like that. I think we went over the ladies a little bit of like who stands out and who doesn't. And I think a couple things I could add here is one, there needs to be more pro qualifications for the women's bodybuilding. That's just a fact. Like you mentioned, Miss Olympia not having a
the Olympia weekend, Olympia.
Yeah, an Olympia amateur. There was one time I think the Miss Olympia had an amateur, but it wasn't even held with the Olympia. It was held in like London or something, so you can't even like really say it was part of the Olympia per se. It just had the name slapped on it basically. I think a couple things that should be added is locations as well. There's not too many locations for you to go to get a pro card either. There's no United Kingdom here. There is no places in Africa, Asia, Latin America, Australia, and the Oceanic, and I think that's about it. Like a lot of places are just outright, you just have to literally travel somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And we know how much of a hassle traveling can be sometimes. And there's really no reason for it. I mean, there's shows all over the world, pro shows all over the world. I mean, you don't even need to have like many. You could just have like one show per continent. I mean, that's been my rule. I think that's a good, healthy balance. One show per continent. If like that should be the minimum, and then you can expand out. But I think that's the minimum, the bare minimum.
Well, I remember back in the day, in good parts of the 80s to the 90s up to the early 2000s, there was a show called the World Championships, where it was like all competitors from different countries come together. I think they used to have it in Spain and many other countries, and they come together and compete and earn their pro cards. But NPCA, they kind of, they dropped that competition because they was getting away from, women bodybuilding overseas. I think the last women who earned their pro cards, in I think they did it was the Arnold European show in 2013, and that was Lisa Cross and Dion Sanchez. They're the last two women to earn their pro cards and to compete here and then turn pro and compete here in the States. And it's because mostly we all know, even EPC is distance for women's bodybuilding. And that's why so many women will compete in like the physique division, earn their pro card,
and then
switch,
and then
yes,
go
they switch because they know there's so few shows for them, and they know or they double dip. If there's a show where they have women's physique and women's bodybuilding, they'll do both, and if they can earn their pro card in one or maybe even both, it's up to them what they want to do. If they want a women's bodybuilding or say women's physique. It's a lot of things in it, and also, like I said, traveling expenses, and it's up to some corporations, some organizations to set those shows up in those areas, and also it's about profit. But it's about profit. It's how it's it's show profit for them, or if they or it might be easier to have shows where for competitors to get to, but it's not about their convenience; it's about the convenience of the organization.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, my goal is basically to expand it out to as many places as possible, and expand the number of women winning their pro cards each and every year. And this I will be interested to see who the amateurs will be this year. They don't really give you a list of amateur women's bodybuilding shows specifically. You just kind of have to
we got to remember there's so many amateur shows. And you got to find the shows that still have women's bodybuilding in it. Most others going to have generally the popular like bikini. They're going to have women's bikini, men's bodybuilding, men's classic, men's physique. Going to have women's physique. You have wellness. They're going to have so few shows. You're just going to maybe a handful of shows that will have women's bodybuilding attached to it. Because they try to get away from that division, and even they're trying to get away from women's physique, and that's why so many women compete in physique. So they can try to earn their pro card, and then they might make the switch when they do earn their pro card. It's just I think there's a lot more. If you look at it, NPC shows than is pro shows because there's so many competitors. Yeah,
and I think that's the problem is we need to start buying. If we're given the option, buy a pay-per-view stream of the show, or if you're being really serious, just go to the show and watch it yourself in person. That's what I plan on doing for the IFBB New York Pro this year, simply because it's really not that far from me for the most part, driving-wise. And it's in New Jersey, which it's basically not really that foreign to me. Basically, it's like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Those are the three states that are my home territory. Basically, after I leave that, it starts getting into weird territory. It's I feel out of my nature almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm entering foreign territory.
Yeah. We just got my brother Marcus Bell coming through. All the way George Page coming through, smashing that like. I appreciate Marcus Bell for you coming through and smash that like. Well, like I said, I'm planning on going. I'm trying to put some do a little stacking some chips, and I always want to go to a show. Most of the time, like I said, I didn't. When I had a job, I was busy, and then and most of the time I just didn't travel that much. But now that I have a lot of free time, I'm thinking. Like I said, I put in my community section that I picked 4 shows I wanted to go to, and 3 of them pretty much close to where I'm at. And that's the Tampa, that's the Linda Norfolk, also the Linda Atlanta. Also, I put in the Olympia from the points. Everybody want me to go to the Olympia, but here's the thing: I'm saying this. I put it in there just to put it in there. The fact is, Vegas is a good flight, a good plane flight. I don't know if I want to fly all the way to Vegas. I always want to go to Vegas, maybe one day, but maybe fly there, maybe later on, maybe when when my pocket's a little deeper, I might want to go. Yeah,
I wanted to go to Vegas. I wanted to go to the 2020 Miss Olympia, and just as I was planning it, COVID struck. So I put a little red cross around that. And pretty much it's been like that ever since. Yeah, it's been my goal though to go to a Miss Olympia. Because I was denied the Miss Olympia for 6 years when they canceled it in 2014, and I was like, oh shit, I'll never get another chance for this. And then it comes back and it's like COVID strikes. It's like, oh, this is like the worst luck ever, almost.
It's an old TV show I used to remember watching kids called Hee Haw, and the guy's saying, "If it wasn't for bad luck, I have no luck at all." That's what's more like it. And like I said, I'm settling the dude to go to shows in Georgia. I might, because Savannah, it's a good drive from where I live at, but I'm not going to drive because I'm not a big driver. I might take a train or a bus. I think it's a lot cheaper because the cost of driving, you gotta gas. Oh God, that's it's gas there and back. And if I take a round trip ticket, by bus or by train, that's a lot cheaper. I just gotta find. I might reach out to when they put the when the date the show is gonna be and where they're gonna have it. I'm gonna reach out to a couple ladies who competed at the last year's Savannah and say where did they stay at, because one of the ladies who my dear friend Miss Tia Williams, and her and her husband Big Keith. Congratulations, their team, the Kansas City Chiefs, just now made the playoffs. Also, I know Stacey Nunez, if I can reach out to her, where she stayed, she did the show. Also, Jada Beverly, she did the show also. And I'm gonna see if I can tell me if there which would be the great place to stay. Depending where they're gonna do the show in Savannah, would be the great place to stay for, which was reasonable. Nice and reasonable. I don't want no place where I come back home with bed bugs. Yeah, and and where it be good distance. I can just if they have it in a certain motel and the motel is reasonable prices range, I'll do it. If not, I'll try to get a place that's closer, is a little bit reasonable within my budget. And I wouldn't mind going to see the show because, like I said, I know the Savannah is only one day. Maybe go there the day before. Where I remember one lady told me that you should go the day before, where you get to see all the ladies come in, and you can possibly catch up to them, interact to them, talk to them, say hello. I may even run into women who have been who've been in contact social media in person. I love to do that.
Yeah. When I go to there's been a few female bodybuilders I've been in contact with, and hopefully I'll be able to see them again at the show. And I want to see the ladies up in person as well, because they're a lot bigger in person when you meet them. I wonder if they would let me backstage as well. Probably not.
No, unless you get a press pass.
Yeah.
Something like that. They'll probably let you go back if you have a press pass.
Yeah, and I show up and I'd be like, well, I have a press pass of a YouTube show. Yeah,
I might. I might see if I do catch up with them. If like I said, if Tina's going to do that show, or maybe Jada. If like I said, Tina's going to be. I think Tina might apply for a Winter Screen ambassadorship again. Maybe she can probably. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna ask her see if she can. If she could do Savannah, maybe she can give me a press pass. I can take pictures. For my, like videos, stuff like that. I'm thinking about buying one of those video cameras where you can take pictures and video, Because that'd be great too. I really can, I want to I'm thinking about maybe giving another laptop where I can edit and put some stuff together. Because it's just. I really want my channel to grow. My channel is pretty good to grow, and you too. You need to get some content on. You need to talk about something. You need to put something on. You need to get your channel to grow.
Yeah. I wonder if they would let me record the show or not. Probably not.
No, because I think this shows me pay-per-view. I think at one point they try to. I think one person said they didn't really allow anybody to have their camera phones in there. It was if you can stick it in there, if you can I know. I remember one time me and my homeboy used to go to the strip club. At one point they didn't let you have your cell phone in, and what he did was he wrapped it in a plastic bag and put it in his shorts. So when they pat him down. Usually the guy just pat down, just run the legs like that. You don't grab around between and you just, But it's all depending. Yeah, it's all depending if you can get wet with it. If you like, I think if you have a camera and you're taking pictures, it probably can let that go because a lot of these ladies and competitors have their coaches and other people there to take pictures for their websites, stuff like that. So
Yeah. I think if I'm take the pictures, I can upload them. Yeah, whenever I get the chance. But I think this was a pretty good discussion that we did today. We got over a lot of things. Went over amateurs, a subject that isn't talked too much about.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think 2022 was looking up to shape up to hopefully be a really good year in women's bodybuilding. So
we can hope and dream, my brother. We can hope and dream.
Hope and dream.
Yeah, and like I said, out there, as I said again, these ladies who just earned their pro cards, congratulations to all of you. We hope to see y'all compete this year, maybe not next year. We hope to see you, come out and show out because I think you put in just as much as work as anybody else, and you earned that pro card. You should use it to advantage. I know some ladies who got their pro cards, competed, and then drop out. But that was their decisions. But if you are serious about the sport, you worked hard, you should just keep coming. If you feel like you get burned out, you want to take some time away, go ahead and do that. If you want to say I'm done, then that's fine. But we really want to see y'all represent yourselves as competitors because bodybuilding, truthfully, especially in the women's division for women's open, we truly need some more bodies, some fresh blood, people to keep it going. To bring a certain look and a style to women's bodybuilding, which is needed. We have people who've been competing some women been competing like these 20 years. And I know some ladies who I'm hearing might be stepping away. They might be this year might be their last year competing.
Yeah.
And
people like Michelle Aycock, they are the future. Yeah, because I use her as like the model because of how young and how massive she is.
And can't forget Hunter Henderson. She's also a prospect, and the ladies who've been in the game who have people like Angela Rayburn, Monique Jones, Alicia Young. I mean, those women who have been in the game, who have been my dear friends, Miss Sheena Olick and Rashana Boswell, Tina Williams. I mean, all those lovely ladies who have been in this game for quite some time, who have worked hard and represent women's bodybuilding to their best. I gotta give them a lot of respect for that because this sport. And also, I want to give shots to ladies in the physique divisions, people like my dear friend Miss Mary Ann. Also one lady who I follow, Tita Chartrand. Tanya Chartrand. I want to make her name right. She's from Canada. So many other great ladies. Lady by name Kristen Lay. She's over in Australia, and she's impressive. I mean, you got to see Kristen. She has a beautiful physique, great body. She's in Australia right now. It's tough for her she would love to compete some shows in America. I hope she gets the opportunity to, because I think she's a great lady. She has a great physique. I mean, so many great ladies who work hard to get to this level, and they should be recognized for their commitment and passion for the sport of bodybuilding.
Yep. So, I think So anything else to add, or I think this was a good show to.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show because, like I said, it's gonna be a while because we got to find a lot of subjects, folks. So, like this, folks out there who listens and follow our shows, put in what you want us to talk about in the comment section in this episode of Muscle Talk, episode 67. 67 Muscle Talks, and we're doing pretty good. And comment what you want us to talk about. It's like I said, it's the season. It's gonna be wild for the season starts for women's bodybuilding, but bodybuilding should be starting maybe about. I think it probably starts the shows by March. It used to be, it used to be the first show. Used to be for bodybuilding, especially for women's, was the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. But we all know what Arnold did. He walked quietly behind female bodybuilding and stabbed in the heart. And last year he did it again to women's physique. So but women's physique have more stages than women's bodybuilding, so they're good. Yes. Yeah. So we think we finished?
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's nothing to talk about. Well, like I said, folks, like I said again, we appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate my man KL, ain't no angel. My brother Marcus Bell for dropping that like. We like y'all to like, comment, share, subscribe. You subscribe to me here. You can subscribe to my brother Jirios, aka Jared, Hannah the Emperor. Like I said again, keep supporting women's bodybuilding. It doesn't get as much support and attention like it should because of what society's ideals of what women should be. These women are elite athletes, and they work hard, they train hard, they try to maintain the lives of any other human being. Some of these ladies are mothers, wives. They have families, they have jobs. They need to be respected like any woman that gets themselves into something. I have respect for women, period, in any kind of sport, because the fact is they have to prove themselves, especially compared to men. But anyway, like I said, I got my hand of the king, my brother Jared.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'd like to thank y'all for coming through, liking, comment. Whatever you do out here, do it the best you can. Be careful. This is Muscle Talk Mondays, episode number 67. We will have another one maybe next week. Whatever subject you want to talk about, you want us to talk about, put it in the comment section and let us know what you want us to discuss. We are, like I said, we're serious about this. We're serious about what we're doing. We want to call attention to the hard work and the struggles that women go through in the sport of bodybuilding. Anyway, this is your man, always George Page, a.k.a. the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, along with my man, the Hannah the King. I'm sorry, Hannah the Emperor. We'd like you to like, subscribe, or, hey, don't like, but subscribe. And we're out.